a Big Ten clash, baby. Oregon at Penn State. This is the whiteout game, right?
Mhm.
This is the whiteout game. So this opened at -3.5 in favor of Penn State. Largely no movement there. We make it -5.5 in favor of Penn State. But yeah, Steve, this is this is an elite on elite situation here. Like Oregon's our number 4 offense, and Penn State's our number 1 defense. And the one thing that both teams are top 10 in defensive echo rate allowed, right? So I'm on one hand, I want to like take the under on this, but I'm thinking like from a different edge case. Like Oregon on the offensive side, they're number 1 in points per echo at almost 6.67 points per echo, which is insane. Penn State, for what it's worth, they're holding their own. They're number 7 in echo points allowed, 2.4. So, like, again, elite on elite, strength on strength here. I mean, this should be a fun one any way you slice it. But how do you see the script going in this one?
Man, this is tough because, preseason I was rooting for Penn State. I wanted Penn State and James Franklin to finally break through. They didn't have to play both Michigan and Ohio State. It just seemed like all the things were aligning for them. This is the Big Ten championship game rematch, right? And now they get them on their home turf. They can right all the wrongs. Like the Cinderella season is just, the writers are cooking on this one, right? But then I watched the first few games for Penn State. And yeah, you mentioned the defense is great. We talked about how, excuse me, about how Jim Knowles coming there from Ohio State and how he can do great things, but I'm concerned about the quarterback play for Penn State with Drew Aller. I mean, this passing attack has yet to really get going. If you look at the box score, but also look obviously more at the advanced metrics that we use here, and it's against the competition that has me worried, against Villanova, against FIU, against Nevada, right? And so if you can't really get this going here, I'm not sure if Oregon is the get-right game for Penn State to really dial it up a notch. Now, again, they have been blowing teams out, right? They have been scoring the ball, and a lot their strength has been running the ball, right? Running it and defense, like you mentioned, creating havoc, creating turnovers, things like that. But Drew Aller, 78th in pass EPA, the run game ranking number 18th in the country. That, to me, has got to be the strength here. I do not want James Franklin to put this game on Drew Aller's back. I know he's capable. I know last year he had a great year. He's a good pocket passer, but something's off this year. He's been highly scrutinized, of course, but he's been inconsistent. Shout out PFF. He had 21% of uncatchable pass rate. That's 86 nationally, and he's just ranking at a 60, I believe, 8 in PFF passing grade. That's not good. That's outside the top 100, and we know he's a better quarterback than that, right? So I'm just not sure what to make of this here. And then on the other side, you've got Dante Moore, who has been playing absolutely well, all things considered here. So to me, that's what it's going to come down to. Is it's going to be really the Penn State defense versus Dante Moore. Can you force this young quarterback into mistakes here? Can you get some exotic pressures? Can you kind of confuse him? Kind of like we've seen other like Brent Venables, things like that kind of go through against Bryce Underwood, right? Like, can you make something exotic to really rattle his timing? Because if not, I'm not really sure if Penn State is got what it's take based off what I've seen from inferior opponents.
That's one way to think about it.
Give me another.
No. I think you're mostly right, but I do want to point something out that I think is interesting. And we know how strategic Franklin can be. Penn State strength of schedule 136 out of 136 teams. This is the easiest FBS schedule that has existed up until this point. If you're Franklin, you know the schedule, you know who you're playing, and you know that you're basically playing nobody until you play one of the hardest games and one of the most important games in your season. Are we sure that this isn't strategic? Are we sure what we're seeing out of Aller is not by design? And I'm not exactly certain. Now, on the other side of the ball, Oregon, 119th strength of schedule. So they've also played nobody. So, Kevin, you highlighted these teams here. We don't really know how good Oregon is going to do against a good defense. And we don't really know how good that defense is for Penn State here. And so we're going to learn a lot in this game. But what I'm honing in on here is how much weight can we actually put in what we know about Penn State? Because I'm not sure that we can put any weight. What would change so much about Drew Aller? It's not like he's coming off an injury. This is their most talented roster they've had. I'm wondering if there is some gamesmanship here. It's not like this game is sneaking up on them by any means. They were going for the shutout against Villanova until the literal last play of the game. So you can't tell me they don't care. So our model kind of is putting, no value here. We're leaning a little bit in the direction of Penn State. And I guess if we go by anything, I guess we seem to know a little bit more about the defense here and them shutting out multiple teams. Can we put a little bit more weight in that? And can we trust this Oregon offense to actually be able to perform? That's the other angle I have here for all the people that want to, run and support Oregon. I don't know that we know enough there to run and kind of bet that side either. So for me, I would highlight that. I wouldn't be surprised here if Penn State can cover, if they can come out swinging and we see a different Drew Aller all of a sudden.
Yeah, all of a sudden that's the point, right? Like, what you said it kind of brilliantly. Like, what's going to change, in a given week? I mean, you look at peel a little bit more behind the curtain here a little bit. They're 107th in third down success rate, so they are generally not sustaining drives consistently, right? And if you're obvious pass down situations, you're in the 80th team in the country in passing efficiency. Like, you're behind the sticks more often than not, and you're not good at moving the chains generally.
But I just, how much are they putting on tape? Like, how much are they just like, we're gonna rogue just manhandle? They're the Penn State's the 10th most talented roster with the easiest schedule. Like, they can go put their backups in these games. They can just will themselves to wins here. And are they, or have they been doing that? I mean, what do we think that the fall off, like when we think about the Clemson fall off, we kind of saw that coming. What would have precipitated this fall off for Penn State? On paper, they've gotten better in every which way, and we saw them go through, go to the playoff. This is obviously me speculating. I don't have data for this, but I'm concerned that when you have a schedule this easy, of course, it's easy to be like, schedule this easy, these stats are concerning, they're going to suck. Or that, or the other alternative is like, no, these stats suck because by design, like they literally not putting anything on tape.
Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, and Oregon State is who they've played so far. So,
and Villanova.
Well, no, that was you were talking about Oregon, right, Kev?
Oh,
yeah. Sorry, that was Oregon's schedule.
Oregon.
Yeah.
Sorry,
but then even worse for Penn State, Nevada, FIU, and then Villanova. Ooh.
Yeah,
and how they had 2 shutouts and they were going for the third in a row. Right. And they were like fighting for it. Franklin was calling a timeout. Like, there was 30 seconds left. Like, I don't know. This is highly suspect to me. Like, how would they be that bad against these teams? Like, it's easy to be good on defense, so they can't hide that, and they're shutting these teams out. But on offense, it's like, well, we have to put something. We have to win the game, so we have to like do something.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Space Jam? Clearly, it's the Monstars. You went out the K Club, Nick. They got Drew Aller. I mean, that's how you can suck so much after 1 year. I mean, I hear you, and I've heard that theory kind of thrown around, right? You gotta. These are the games that matter, right? I mean, obviously every game matters, but really these are the games that matter for Penn State coming up. I mean, we'll see. I'm making this is speculation on my side too. One thing I do want to call out though, Oregon in their offense, we talked about them. Dante Moore, top 7 passing EPA, top 5 running EPA as well. And so this is what they have a really balanced top 10 offense here, and you're getting Noah Whittington back from injury, running back for Oregon. So another stud, another piece to add back to that puzzle. So listen, I'm not hating on Penn State. I do want them to do the thing this year. But I guess to me, to your point, Seb, this is going to be the barometer. Like, are they actually who we think they are?
Yeah.
Or is just another year where James Franklin, shout out, we had in the chat, 12-25 against ranked teams, is just another James Franklin disappointment in the big game. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, he knows this. This guy's he's the Lane Kiffin of the Big Ten. He covers games. He always is doing shit like this. He knows how important the season is. This is their one shot, in my opinion. They have the quarterback. They have the talent. They have the defense. Why would you put anything of substance on tape up until this point?
We'll see.
You legitimately don't need to.
Yeah, I'll put a ball in this and say I'm glad we don't. I'm glad we don't have any action on this one because I think the bottom line here is there's a lot of uncertainty with
a lot of uncertainty.
I will say the one thing I'm hoping for in this game is another Keegan Michael Key. I see that the Key and Pill skit where
he dressed up as Franklin. Yeah,
that was spot on.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a bunch of false starts due to everybody singing Mo Bamba so loud.
Let's go.